Thanks for coming in today. Oh, Jacksonville ARTCC's got a bit of an event going on this evening on the network tonight into some general aviation airports. Unfortunately for them, the weather is horrendous. Thunderstorms, chat. So we're going to go fly ourselves right into a thunderstorm here in our Vision Jet on XP11, because why not? Give them a little bit of traffic with the unfortunate weather that they've got going on in real world. We're going to depart out of Lawrenceville, which is Lima Zulu uniform, which is Gwinnett County, Briscoe Field. And we're going to make our way down to Destin, Florida, which is one of the 3 airports that they're featuring tonight. So we're starting up here. Pretty shitty weather up here, too. Broken 300 feet. Come on down. We got some thunderstorm dodging to do all along the way. Well, depending on how accurate active sky is or not, which is a whole other story, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Dodge some thunderstorms if we need to, and then we'll be coming down in here to Destin. So Destin, Pensacola, excuse me, and what's the other one that they are opening up today? This one, VPS, Eglin. Those are the 3 that they've got open for the event tonight, and as you can see, the weather is weathering, so should be entertaining for them, should be entertaining for us too. Do this flight in a Vision Jet. See where it takes us. Thanks for coming in today. Let's go ahead and get in the cockpit and get started. The airplane's already started. So we're going to talk to ATC here, which we have ATC, looks like we're going to have Atlanta approach on 25.7 is what we want. So 25.7. Get clearance from him.
Delta 1640, 180 knots, AJ at AJ Tower 119.1, good night.
Steve 18 until AJ, knots Tower over AJ. Delta 1640, see ya.
United 12, turn right heading 180. 180, 12.
Line approach, good evening. Vision Jet 124 Mike Charlie on the ground at Gwinnett County. Clearance to Destin.
Airburger 124 Mike Charlie, Atlanta approach, clear to Delta Tango Sierra Airport. Order vector south to Grant, direct. Maintain 4,000, expect 14,000, 5 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 125.7, squawk 0425.
Clear to Destin, south to Grant, as filed, 4,000, initial 14 and 5, departure with you, 0425 squawk, Vision Jet 124 Mike Charlie.
124 Mike Charlie, read that correct.
0425 squawk. So we're as filed here,
Air 646 from my T1 left, cleared for takeoff.
which
for
is
right heading 250.
south to
Clear for takeoff,
Grant.
21 left, right heading 250,
Direct.
Skahawk 196.
So we should be all good to go on that. Do you know you are in the Z at the you are in the S2 ZM? I'm in the S2 ZMY exam. I did not. Are you talking about my call sign 124 Mike Charlie?
Atlanta departure, good evening, Delta 44.
Is that actually a thing? I did not know that. If that's actually a thing, I'll be honest. Is that what you're referring to?
14000, Delta 44.
Oh yeah, no, that's not me then. That's just a random call sign because I'm 124 Mike Charlie.
Oh, yeah, we're 20 south of Atlanta. We'd like to book a flight following.
So we gotta go to South 2, which is TWO Grant.
Alright, we're flashing you now, and 2,600, 3 Sierra.
God, I love this GPS.
It's like
This
following to Macon downtown.
G1000 is so much better in XP11 than it is in Flight Sim 2020. It's so much nicer. Well, when my mouse cooperates, it's so much nicer to use. Come on, mouse.
6 miles from Bandy, maintain 4,000 until it's 5
Okay.
miles down, localizer, cleared ILS for 96
You see, my mouse is making me eat my own words, but this is not the sim that's causing it. This is me. This is user error. Oh my god. Mouse, you're really pissing me off right now. I really need to get a new mouse, chat. Been putting that off for a while. Alright, so the route is in. Initial altitude is 4,000, he said. So that's all in there. Activate that. We're going to have to do that again at some point when he gives it to us. 4,000. Altimeter 299 or 8. We've got that in there. So that's all good. Let's go ahead and turn the flight director on. We're going to start with a vertical speed of 2,000 up.
United 12, confirm you have a localizer. Rod.
And heading.
United 12, turn right heading 300, report fuel in sight.
That'll be what we start with.
Atlanta approach, this is 104212.
I think everything else is pretty much all set to go.
At 12000, Echo November Sierra Lima heading.
Make sure all that's working.
104312 on the left bridge, ILS from the 27 left.
0425 squawk, yep. He's who we're talking
Just
to.
confirm the runway for 104212.
Okay, so yeah, I think we're all set to go here pretty much, chat.
7 left.
And now we gotta see what runway are we gonna expect
7
here.
left. ILS just 7 left.
Wind is 210 at 5, so we probably expect runway 25, which means we're gonna have to taxi straight ahead over this way. So it's just pretty easy though. We're
Delta 44,
right here, roughly, so we just have to taxi whiskey to runway 25.
132.9
Pretty
or 7, that's good night,
simple
dude.
airport.
United
Nothing
12,
crazy
the
there.
field is 9 o'clock in 10 miles.
Jay Smitty, thanks for coming in today. Good to see you, John.
Do you have it in sight?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Cleared visual approach runway 26 right.
ATC's a little loud. I'm gonna
That's right.
volume that down a little bit here.
46 right of contact. Stay out.
Oh my god, it is already volumed down a lot.
Leaving 2400, Scott 1 and a 646.
Never mind. Guess it can stay where it is.
Roger, climb 6,000.
Climb and maintain 6000, Scott 1 and a 646.
Because everybody just wants to be loud today. Alright, so the airplane is ready. Everything's loaded. We're in our little Blueberry Cirrus Vision Jet. And might as well get going, right? Because by the time we get in the air and get down there, it'll be longer than a half an hour, and all the ATC should be on for the event. We should have full ATC the whole way, since we've got approach Atlanta Center on, Jack Center's already on, Pensacola approach is already on. We should probably have a tower at Destin, I imagine, by the time we get down there. So let's do it. Let's make moves, chat. No reason to dilly-dally. Approach Vision Jet 124, Mike Charlie is ready to taxi with the weather at Gwent County.
For Mike Charlie, Roger. Runway 25, taxi to whiskey.
25 via whiskey for Mike Charlie. 25 via whiskey, chat.
United 12, Atlanta.
Got the little taxi all the way down here. Got my safe taxi in the bottom thing here.
Yeah, I'm trying to give you the ILS, but you're not able to intercept the localizer, sir.
I'm going back right. I'm wrong.
United 12, turn right heading 090, maintain 4,000.
090, okay.
Departure Southwest 4549.
Ooh, controller is upset with that pilot, chat.
South 4729, 11 departure.
He's not happy with that pilot at all, chat.
14,000, Southwest 4549.
He said, you don't even know how to fly your plane. Get it together. Hopefully that won't be us. The flaps 10 degrees for takeoff on this thing.
104312, maintain 12,000. I'll have a descent here in about 15 miles.
Just intercept the loc, you fool. Hey, sometimes it's not that easy. Sometimes you don't have it set right. Oh shoot, I should probably make sure that the next rad is on here, chat, because we have some weather in the area that we might have to worry about when we eventually go that way. Obviously, this next rad weather is only going to show whatever active sky is showing. So whatever active sky shows is what we're going to get in terms of weather to worry about. It's actually doing a fairly decent job of depicting it, chat. So here's what active sky is showing. Like weather here and down here. We're going to like this area, chat. And then we compare that to sky vector. It's actually somewhat okay. Like not like great, but okay. So sure. Well, actually, like I said, we'll have the next rad up on this screen here, and we'll have to mess around with that and maybe do some thunderstorm dodging or what have you. on this thing.
4,000.
United 97.
This is X-Plane J. Smitty, so no Rex Weather Force for this. This is active sky territory. We're on X-Plane 11 tonight.
5,000.
Changing it up on you.
Roger, I'm indicating 4,500.
I still use Rex Weather Force all the time in Flight Sim 2020, but we going old school tonight. X-Plane 11 style. Since it's IFR night, and we're not really going to be worried about the visuals in terms of the scenery anyway. We're only worried about the flying portion of tonight.
United 9712, climb maintain 14,000.
I do have the ortho for XP, of course, for the entire US, so everything would be ortho for XP, but we're not going to see anything because it's going to be garbage weather the whole route, so that's kind of why I'm on X-Plane, because this sim handles like the weather better and the flight characteristics better. When I'm not actually doing any kind of visual flying, it's kind of a waste to be on Flight Sim 2020. X-Plane's a little bit nicer to my computer too.
124 Mike Charlie, runway heading, runway 25, clear for takeoff.
25 clear for takeoff, runway heading, Vision Jet 124 Mike Charlie. You heard the man, chat. Clear for takeoff, runway heading. Line ourselves up. Runway heading set. We're out of here, chat. Right to full thrust. Let's get going.
19646, direct Atlanta.
Direct Atlanta, Skyhawk 19646.
United 12, turn right heading 210.
Want about 80 knots to rotate. There's 80 knots. We'll rotate.
4312.
This thing wants to fly. Look at her go. Positive rate. Gear up.
Descending 97,000.
United 9712, contact Atlanta Center 132.6.
Right into the soup.
13297.
Bet you 100% I'm going to have to turn the strobes off here in a second. Let's get the flaps down.
First Air 3 Sierra
We're gonna
Echo
do
request.
autopilot on. Someone's got a stuck mic. That's really annoying. Stuck mic. Alright, well this is...
243 Sierra.
There's some guy.
Say again?
There's someone blocking the frequency. I can't hear
Vision Jet 124, Mike Charlie 3,200, climbing 4,000.
you. 4 Mike Charlie, Roger. Climb maintain 110,000.
11,000, 4 Mike Charlie on the runway heading. Let's get the vertical speed back up here.
So just check the microphone first and for yourself.
Okay, thank you, sir. Yeah, you hot mic there for a bit there. United 12, turn right heading 180. I don't know why you're turning left.
180.
Anyways, chat, now that we're done with that stuck mic, that was really freaking annoying. We're on our way.
Go ahead.
We'd like VFR on top, please.
Okay.
We're on our way.
You wanna be IFR, then
Should
go
probably
VFR
have
top.
everything on here.
We'd like to go VFR on top. We're below the clouds. We'd like to be above the clouds.
There's a little bit of ice potentially to worry about. So we'll have those, we'll keep those on at least for the time being.
Landed departure, good evening, Delta 1471, passing 4,700.
Delta 1471.
Guess he still wants the runway heading.
Contact, climb maintain 14,000.
Climb maintain 14,000, Delta 1471.
104312, descend maintain 4,000.
Guess I can turn these back off since we're not really in it right now.
Descending maintain 5,000.
Confirm 4,000, 4,000.
Candy Monster, thanks for coming in today. Why is this? Oh, I know why the sim sounds quiet, chat, because last time I was in the freaking,
124 Mike Charlie, turn left, heading 210.
left 210 for my Charlie.
3 Sierra Echo, you know,
The plane was really quiet,
well,
chat,
you know,
because the last time I flew, I was in the freaking Diamond, and the Diamond is so loud, I had to turn it all down. And so now, there we go. Now the airplane actually has some noise to it.
United 12.
Phillies fan 0214, Jay Smitty, Kitty Monster, thanks for coming in today, guys. Good to see all of you. That was a terrible level off turn plane. You're supposed to go to 210 heading. That was garbage.
Airport via direct, climb 18, 6,000.
Macon Airport via direct, climb to 6, 3 Sierra Echo.
Right now we're on a 210 heading up to 11,000. On our way down to Destin for the event that they got going on tonight in Jacksonville. Right now we've got full ATC, so
104312, just going to maintain 4,000, turn left heading 360.
at least approach over in Pensacola will be covered us into Destin. I don't see anybody on the tower there yet. But we'll have at least full ATC the whole way.
Just go for this.
Just going to maintain 4,000, turn left heading 360.
Descending maintain 4,000, turn left, heading 360.
Yes, sir. Going to the event. Might as well give them a little bit of traffic. The weather is garbage, so we're going to have to deal with the weather, obviously, because it's garbage. I'm just going to leave it at max continuous thrust. F it.
Charlie, I'm maintaining 14,000.
14,000 for my Charlie. Alright, so we got to get the vertical speed, get the nose back up. We'll do 1,500 feet a minute. The rest of the way up to 14, which is going to be our final. Oh, I just did something stupid. There we go. Gotta remember that it's not freaking Flight Sim 2020. Can't be pushing buttons like that.
4312, just going to maintain 3,000, turn left heading 300.
So you can see I've got the next ride going. We do have some weather to potentially worry about on our way down here. First little bit of stuff is right over here, which is not on a route of flight yet, so we're good right now because we'll be avoiding this weather here.
Around 3297, Delta 4.
As we go further,
646, turn right heading 16, actually make it 170.
there's going to be more weather over here, but it's not showing that far out. It doesn't show that far out. So we'll have more weather to contend with when we get closer, chat, but you can see right now we're good. We're going to avoid this bad weather right here and here with the route that we have, and then we'll have more to worry about when we get closer. Because again, this is the map that, again, Active Sky gives us the map. So this is the map we're worried about for our next ride in the sim. And you can see our destination's like somewhere in this little cluster of airports right here is where we're going to be going. And there is weather just to the west, so we'll have to kind of wait and see. We might have to do a little bit of thunderstorm dodging here or here. It's going to be interesting to see how that all kind of plays out as we get closer.
250, intercept the localizer. And 4312, Atlanta.
Intercepted localizer, done, 4212.
Thank you, sir. United 12, traffic 12 o'clock, 3 miles.
Dude, that pilot is not responding very well.
319 out of 3,200.
Thinking about ABS later, AJ said he wants to continue on this. Oh, nice, man. That's awesome. Yeah, that would be a good flight to do. Can you fly the stars that are the turbojets only? Yes. And is the Vision Jet the paid add-on? No, this is the, if you go to the xplane.org website on the forums, this is actually the G2 free update, and I've been using it for a while. God only knows where it is in the forum, because I don't know anything about the xplane.org forum anymore, because I barely use it anymore. But this was free, this update, because it's an update to the default Vision Jet. and it's a very nice update. And so I didn't pay for any for it. And yes, you can do stars, SIDS, you can do pretty much anything with the G1000 that you should be able to do in any other jet, more or less. So it's very nice. Again, you can see we got a little bit of breaks and clouds here, so we could take a little quick look outside. You see 124 Mike Charlie.
For Mike Charlie, turn left heading 200.
200 for Mike Charlie. So we're getting vectored out of this airspace here before I guess he gives us direct to the South 2 SOTWO. Fix. G nice for you. Thanks for coming in today. Should be some entertaining weather to be had here on this flight tonight. Get a quick look at the lights on XP11 because this is XP11 tonight and not Microsoft Flight Sim 2020. Still looks pretty darn good though, to be honest. We've got real world weather cooking. The further south we go, the worse the weather's going to get, especially when we get closer to our destination of Destin. We got those storms starting to roll in, so definitely something we'll be keeping an eye on.
Cleared ILS runway 27 left bridge.
Should be nothing if not entertaining. Might have to do some thunderstorm dodging. Again, it's not going to be based off of the exact real-time weather. It's going to be based off of the active sky radar. But you can see there is some stuff here. Right now our route kind of has us out of the way of all this weather that we've got over here, so we don't necessarily have to worry about that. It'll be further down the road there where we might have to potentially do some deviating or things like that.
United 12, roger, and stepping 300. You're clear to visual approach, runway 26 right.
But we're cruiser-roosing right along.
Delta 22,
One leg short stream for me again tonight, chat. Been kind of burnt out a little bit on the flight sim stuff, so just a quick flight tonight. I wanted to get something in with the, I guess with the event that they got going on and because of the thunderstormy weather. I was like, you know what, this seems like a good time to bust out XP11 again and do something like this. Let me check that link for you real quick.
United 12, tower, 119 airplane, 1, good night.
119.
Or 19646, clear back to Macon.
Yeah, that looks like the one there. I believe that is the one, Jay Smitty. I like it. It makes the airplane function more or less as it should, so. I probably could have gone much higher. Could have gone way higher for this route flight, chat. I don't know why I thought I should go so low. I should have gone much higher for my final altitude. I don't really understand what I was thinking on this one. Approach Vision Jet 124 Mike Charlie.
For Mike Charlie, go ahead.
Any chance we can make 16,000 our final?
For Mike Charlie, you can make the request center 3297 tonight.
Just confirm that was 3297 for 4 Mike Charlie.
Give her 13297.
3297 for Mike Charlie. Good night. 3297.
997.
Atlanta Center, good evening. Vision Jet 124 Mike Charlie 14,000. We'd like to crest 16,000 as our final.
Number 124 Mike Charlie, Atlanta Center, good evening. The Atlanta altimeter is 2997. Stand by for higher.
4 Mike Charlie.
Number 4 Mike Charlie, climb maintain 16,000.
16,000 for Mike Charlie. How you doing, KP?
Chilling.
Yeah.
South 45, 49, contact Memphis Center 133.65.
1,000 feet a minute to 160. See, that's our good friend Kyle Perry. He was a New York ARTCC controller for a long time, still is, I think, but he spends most of his time now in the Atlanta ARTCC. Good friend of mine. I've met him in person, I think like 4 or 5 different times. A few of the live events that we did at New York, and then I've also met him just in
4 Mike Charlie, clear direct Grant.
Direct Grant, 4 Mike Charlie. So, good friend of mine, Kyle Perry. Good dude. Future air traffic controller. I believe he's training for real world ATC. I'd be lying if I remember what facility. Chat. But, I think he's in the process of being a real world air traffic controller.
4000, squawk 20.
Good friend of mine. Haven't talked to him in a bit. Should probably actually message him when I'm done flying with him. See how he's doing.
Delta 48, we're back correct. Back from my 6.
I remember one time, way back when I was flying charter, I had an overnight in Philly. Actually went out with him. This was before I was really super hardcore lactose intolerant. Went out and got Philly cheesesteaks with him somewhere out in Philadelphia at one of the original places, as it were. So, yeah.
Delta 14,
long time good friend of mine on Atlanta Center right now.
Alright, we'll amend the 310 for Delta 1471.
United 9712, Atlanta, you back?
9712 with you.
United 9712, clear direct Heaven, Hotel Echo, Victor, Alpha, November.
Direct Heaven, 9712.
So direct Grant, and then we're going to be direct to destination. If we zoom out here, again, the weather is not going to show very far out for the next route in the sim. But I'm assuming that there's going to be some rough weather that we're going to have to deal with as we get closer towards our destination of Destin, DTS. So we might have some dodging to do. Right now the weather at Destin is 10 miles overcast, 1,300. So it's not terrible yet, but it's going to get worse probably by the time we get there. And we can look first at sky vector. So this is real world. And you can see it's coming. Thankfully it looks like the most of the really bad stuff is staying to the south. But then when we compare it to active sky, which is really what we're going to be most concerned about. And again, we're going about right here, roughly, is where we're going to be going, chat, our airport clusters. So you can see when we turn direct, we're going to have this little bit of weather that we might have to contend with right here. And then this little bit of weather potentially moving up over the field by the time we get there. So we are going to have some work to do tonight in order to get to our destination safely. We have an alternate, chat, of Tallahassee. I just picked an alternate that I know is going to be way to the east and away from all that weather, which is exactly what you would do in the real world. You would plan on having an alternate, obviously, that's going to be a feasible alternate. So that's what I did. I picked Tallahassee as my alternate. So if it ends up being that it's really bad and we're not able to get into Destin, we might try to hold a little bit because we have tons of fuel on this Vision Jet. But otherwise, we do have the backup at Tallahassee as our alternate. And I know that's not exactly an event airport, but all the event airports are going to have pretty much the same weather. So if we really want to get somewhere and land somewhere, it might be one of those deals where, we just have to kind of go somewhere else. And Tallahassee would be that somewhere else.
Correction, Vision Jet 4 Mike Charlie, the Columbus altimeter 2997.
907, 4 Mike Charlie, thank you. Yeah, it looks like pretty much the ATC is starting to all get up there at this Jacksonville. Eglin approach is on now too, which would cover Destin, so that's even better. Looking good. Hopefully they'll get traffic for that event tonight. It's unfortunate that the weather is as bad as it is for them because it's going to probably deter away some of that traffic. Because this is supposed to be a VFR, like a general aviation style event that they got going on, and the bad weather, some people are still going to fly VFR, set the sim manually, which you can do, and VATSIM allows that, of course, but it's going to be rough for the guys like me that are trying to fly real weather. So you can see some more of the weather starting to come in, chat. It looks like right now we do have this little guy right out here in front of us. that if we get closer and that ends up becoming more red, or if this guy starts to move in on us here, we might have to worry about maybe doing like a little left-hand deviation, because we don't want to really kind of hit any of that yellow or red. Yellow or red in the sim is pretty bad. So we might have to do a little bit of a left deviation once we get a little bit closer to here.
124 Mike Charlie, be advised, scattered areas of moderate to heavy to extreme precipitation extending it from your 3 o'clock through your 1 o'clock for the next 75 miles southwestbound. Advised, we need to deviate.
4 Mike Charlie, we're advised, we're taking a look at our next red. So the controller is doing what a real controller would do. He's warning the pilot of exactly what we're already looking at, chat, which is the weather. He's pointing this weather out here and this weather out here for the next 75 miles, which is pretty much what we're looking at here. And again, really the only guy I'm worried about right now on our flight path is this little guy. We got to see if he's going to be building up or if he's going to dissipate a little bit, because you really don't want to go into even yellow on the sim. Yellow kind of is like red, and red is even worse in terms of how it makes the plane react in the sim. So we might do a little bit of left deviation here to then get back on course. And then we'll have to kind of see when we get closer what the weather's going to look like at the destination. This is a good, this is going to be a good stream, chat, for a little bit of like hazardous weather, in terms of a jet, in terms of, potentially deviating around weather and stuff like that. We're not going to be super high either. We're at like a mid-range altitude in this Vision Jet, so that's going to make it even harder, because we might end up getting caught kind of right in the middle of all this stuff, depending on where we're at, compared to we are. So it's going to be, and at night you really can't see the buildup as well at night. The sim kind of makes the clouds a little bit whiter than they would even look at night. It would be a lot darker than this. So you'd be relying on this. Obviously, in the jets that I fly in real life, it has the radar built in that is constantly updating. It's the real-time radar that does the little sweeps. We have our own little radar dish in the nose of the airplane that gives us actual live. So in something like this, G1000, you're only getting next red weather, and this next red weather is usually in real life it's about a 5-minute delay. So this is information that's 5 minutes old. So it would be even harder to kind of navigate around weather with something like this next rad setup. It's a lot easier in the real jet that I fly, the 145 and soon to be 175, where you actually have the radar dish out in front of the nose, giving you the real live radar picture, showing you exactly what's out in front of you. So it'd actually be a lot harder to pick through weather with something like this versus having actual real-time weather.
2064, roger. Delta 430, scattered areas of moderate precipitation extending along your route of flight for the next 75 miles.
Not gonna lie, chat. I reached out with my left shoulder just now. It reminded me that it's not 100% just yet.
Negative, Delta 430.
Feeling a little sore now after that reach. Nothing serious, chat. I didn't dislocate it again. It's still in place.
Delta 430, radar depicts scattered
as I
areas
stretched
of
out, was a
moderate
little bit too much
precipitation
probably for
extending along
tonight.
your route of flight
Wasn't ready for
the
that.
next 75 miles, advised if you need
So
to
we're going to be
deviate.
dealing with a little soreness for the rest of the night. It is what it is.
Delta 430, I'll let you know.
And that's kind of the reason why I haven't gone back to playing hockey yet. Is because I don't know if I want to risk that just yet. Because it's still every now and then it tweaks pretty easily. I want to get a little bit more confidence and a little bit more strength in it before I go back to flailing my glove hand out when I'm playing hockey here. Right now we're good. We're still to the left of this little guy right here on our path if we look very closely at it. But when we get closer, we'll kind of take a closer look and see if maybe we want to go like 5 or 10 degrees to the left.
Clear direct, Dutchy.
See, chat, that's how I dislocated my shoulder. I reached back like that, trying to do something behind me, and that's how it came out. And now I just did that right now, and now it's a little sore. So obviously, it's probably something I have to live with for the rest of my life. But at least it shouldn't ever come out ever again. So that's, that's always good news. A little bit of city lights coming through right here, just barely.
Delta 44, contact
That's
Washington
P210 had
Center,
radar. It was pretty nice.
133.72.
Storm scope is nice too. Don't think I've seen storm scopes. But I don't know if I've ever seen storm scopes in X-plane either. Having real-time weather, having like an actual radar in the airplane is obviously the best. NextRad, like I said, because it's like a 5-minute delay, it's there, but it's not the most accurate thing in the world. Obviously, commercial airliners are going to have the real-time weather built in the airplane. That's the only way we could survive doing any kind of the flying that we do, especially in the summer with all the thunderstorms. Kind of pick our way through and do all that. Otherwise, it would be, I mean, it'd be just so dangerous. There'd just be no way. Don't mind me, Chad. I'm going to pour myself a little apple juice. Wink. So let's see. Everything's still kind of copacetic for now. We're not really seeing, like I said, we're going to get closer before we're going to see the weather, but we can see there's more stuff that's coming on as we get closer there, because there is more weather out there. And again, we're not worried about much about the real weather. We're worried about what active sky weather's pushing. And you can see when we get a little bit closer here, our destination's right about here in this cluster of airports. Look at that. It even pulled our destination right here. How about that? But we got this stuff that we're going to get closer to that's coming up right down in front of us that we might have to pick our way through a little bit. And it'll be interesting to see with the way that this updates if it's going to put that weather over the destination or not by the time we get there.
Contact Washington Center. If you could read back to frequency, that'd be awesome. Have a good night. Yep, or American A-19.
American A-19, Washington Center, 133.72.
150.72, have a great night. Yeah, American A-19.
Yeah.
So I don't know why I didn't cruise higher, Chad. I should have probably gone to like 240. For some reason, I thought this flight was going to be quicker than it is. So I only went to 1660,000. I really should have gone into the flight levels, like 240. It is what it is at this point. There's no reason to climb any higher. We'll stick with the 16,000 in terms of our cruise. We got plenty of gas, so I'm not super worried about that. We have plenty of gas, not only to get to our destination, but we could even hold if we needed to at some point, and then divert to our alternate Tallahassee if we needed to, if the weather really goes to crap at Destin by the time we get there. Yeah, I maybe forgot a little bit how slow the Vision Jet was compared to the Citation. Obviously, it's not going freaking Mach. It's only doing 253 at its, and I'm at Mach continuous thrust. So poor planning on my part. I definitely could have gone higher. I probably should have gone to, like I said, like at least 240. But whatever. Well, right now we're good. You can see as we're getting a little bit closer, some of the clouds are getting higher. You know, we'll have to worry about the weather as we, and the more and more keeps coming up in front of us here. So we will eventually have to worry about the weather as we get a little closer. But for now, we're good for at least another, call it like 10-15 minutes before we have to maybe potentially start doing deviations.
Atlanta Center, good evening. We are just passing 12,900 Kingfisher 22.
Got so used to flying that Citation, I came into this and forgot that it's not exactly the quickest, most agile aircraft in the world. Well, I shouldn't say not agile, because it is probably actually pretty agile, but it's not the quickest.
Romeo Bravo,
There's a difference between quickness and agility. So
13372 09er, see ya.
what's my indicated airspeed? My indicated airspeed is 253. If you're looking for like true airspeed and all that, I'm doing 294 across the ground, which is nothing. Slow, baby. True airspeed. Show me true airspeed, airplane. Where is my true? Well, I can't show you true airspeed because it's showing me Mach for some reason. At this altitude, that's kind of dumb. Let me see if I can.
Delta 1471, squawk 2011.
2011, 1471.
To be honest, I don't know how to change that. Not gonna lie, and I don't want to touch anything either and potentially break something, so I apologize.
4124 Mike Charlie, contact Jacksonville Center 135.902, good day.
359 for Mike Charlie, good night, buddy.
That's 3592.
3592, whoops, good night, buddy. Jack Center, good evening. Vision Jet 124 Mike Charlie, 1616,000.
Vision Jet 124, my Charlie Jack Center, good evening, Cairns Altitude 2, 906.
906. So we got altimeter 2996, that's all good. Not much change yet in the weather, but again, the update isn't as quick as the real world with the next rad, so it'll be interesting. I still think we might have to, like this guy right here, we might have to deviate just a little bit left when we get a little bit closer to this guy, kind of go like out over here and then come back. Then it'll be interesting to see what happens with the destination weather when we get there, Chad. So we got some interesting stuff that's ahead of us, without a doubt. Why does it get ground speeds in knots and not miles per hour? Because everything in aviation is knots. That's just the standard. There's really no other answer than that's just the standard. I know that some planes are in miles per hour, like some of the older models, but any new age airplane, the standard is knots. That's why. As far as I know, everything is in knots, Skinny Monster. I've been doing this for a long time. I'm pretty sure the aviation standard is knots. We're gonna look it up. Yeah, it is 100% in knots. First thing I looked up. Sorry. The guys told me that true airspeed. Oh. Since indicated airspeed is better indicator of power used and true airspeed is not used for controlling the aircraft during taxi, takeoff, climb, descent, approach, or landing. For those purposes, the indicated airspeed, blah, blah, blah. Pretty sure it's still in knots, Kenny Monsters. Knots is the standard. Knots is the aviation standard. That's... No, you always use knots. Anytime you're doing any kind of flight planning in terms of speed, it's in knots. In the U.S. and I think everywhere. I think that's just the aviation standard. Right,
720 Jacksonville.
I don't know where you got the information with it being in miles per hour, but everything in aviation, the standard is knots. Again, the old-time airplanes do have miles per hour on the airspeed indicators, but that was way, way, way back, like the 50s, 60s. Now everything is built with knots. Doesn't really look like the weather is doing a whole much in terms of changing right now in front of us. Got a little bit here. Still this guy. I'm still worried about this guy right here, chat, because there's just a tint of red in there. And the sim really makes the red aggressive. I might deviate a little bit to the left when we get closer to like this 7-1 Juliet. I don't know where you got that information from, Kenny, but you're gonna have to. You might have to of course, there's a quick version in my head, probably. Yeah, like I said, the older airplanes like that obviously had miles per hour. But anything in aviation now, it's knots. So you would have to do conversion in terms of filing. Obviously, you fly the airplane on miles per hour because that's what the manufacturer will have for the design and for all the speeds and everything. If you look at the POH, Pilot Operating Handbook, or whatever from the manufacturer, you will fly in miles per hour because that's where your gauge shows you, of course. But anytime you're doing any kind of flight planning, it's in knots. A little bit of sea out there, a little bit of lights with roads and everything going on. Well, whatever Discord that was, they need to get their shit in line, because that ain't right. This is taking way longer than I was expecting, chat, this flight. I forgot that the Vision Jet is not exactly quick. Completely dropped the ball on that one. So, whoops. Oh well. We'll get there when we get there. You guys get more of a show then. 50 minutes deep on the stream that I thought was going to be a quick, like, 1 hour stream. And we're still... Yeah, we're only 20 minutes out of our destination. We're getting closer here to this weather. I want to... Hello? Oh, the sim is updating. Hold on. Hello? Did the sim just update all that weather out of there? That would be really sad. I'm gonna be really sad if the weather just updated that it's not there. Oh, it did. The active sky weather says that storm that was in front of us dissipated. We really don't have a whole lot now to worry about between our destination and where we're at now in terms of weather. That's kind of a bummer. I was hoping I actually need to do deviating, but yeah, no, it updated that that's not the case. And then if I look at real world weather, it's actually kind of true to real world weather now that I look at it, because that storm that we were looking at around 71 Juliet, potentially having to deviate around, does look like it actually kind of just dissipated a significant amount, honestly. So, oh well, that's a bummer. No deviation necessary, I guess. See what the weather looks like when we get a little bit closer to our destination at Destin here. But it looks like, it does kind of look like now it's just going to be maybe a little bit of a low-vis approach, but it doesn't look like it's going to be any thunderstorms we have to dodge anymore. We're going to kind of looks like we're going to beat out the storm here. At the pace that it's going, at the way we're going to get to Destin, we should be able to get on the ground, I think maybe just in time to kind of beat out the weather. So, oh well. That takes a little of the spice out of the stream, but that's alright. I'm not going to request higher now when I'm being only 20 minutes out. I honestly should have filed like 24 or even 26, like flight level 240, 260. I don't know why I thought that 16 was the good altitude. So that's... I'll have to remember that. Definitely not as quick as the CJ4. I haven't flown this Vision Jet in a while. I forgot it wasn't exactly quick, so it's kind of on me. Not the world's best planning. Hitting all my buttons. Oh yeah, that's right. I have views for my passengers. I could have done this the whole time. I don't know how well you could see it or not. On my screen, it looks like it's really dark on this other screen. I don't like the way my OBS... Whatever. It's nighttime. It's shitty weather. There's not much to see, which is why I decided to do this in XP11, not flights in 2020, because in 2020 there would have been really no point, honestly. How far are we out from our destination here, chat? What did I say? We are about 17 minutes. That's not too bad. Again, all the weather kind of disappeared. You can see there's a little bit of weather near, like, Pensacola. See, it's true to, you know, that's kind of showing the real weather there. There's a little bit of rain around there. It's not, like, super heavy yet. Thunderstorms are going to roll in there soon, but we're going to beat out the weather, it looks like, to Destin. Which I'm not going to lie, like I said, that's kind of a bummer. I was kind of hoping for the stormy weather. Maybe I'll consider doing another quick hop, like a repo from Destin to Pensacola, or I don't know. We'll see what the weather's actually doing. I guess when we land, make a call. Hello. Yeah, we got vicinity thunderstorms, heavy rain over Pensacola right now, according to the METAR. Destin, not yet. So, that's alright. Default SF50 or a mod? It's the modded version of the default XP11 SF50. Jay Smitty found a link to the xplane.org forums with it. I don't really have the time to look it up. Jay Smitty, if you're still in the chat, would you be able to put that link again for SCX 264? So he can get the link for that, the G2 modded version of the Cirrus SF50 for the default Vision Jet on XP11. I don't know if Jay Smitty's still in the chat or not. You know, oh yeah, he is. Look at that, perfect. So that's the link you want, Sun Country 264. It's good. I like it. It's, you know, it's free and it works, so I would recommend throwing that in there. We got a little bit of rain going on to our west here now. A little bit of rain over near like the Pensacola area. Nothing crazy. Again, the active sky doesn't do as good of a job, I guess, depicting really heavy weather as real world, obviously. But we have to go with the active sky weather. It's going to be the most accurate for us right now. Built into the sim, obviously. Appreciate the help, gentlemen. Can't really see much in terms of the outside stuff now. Focus inside here. What I haven't done yet is I haven't planned on the approach. I should probably start doing that as we get closer. Still there?
Yep, still here.
Wind 110 at 7. Okay, let me take a look here at Destin. So at Destin we have 1432. If the wind's 110 at 7, obviously we're doing 14, chat. That's pretty easy. So we have a GPS to 14. I should probably be putting that in right now. So let's look at that real quick. GPS 14. 143 final approach course. All the GPS stuff's going to be, the airplane's going to build in 2000 at ILO, 1600 final approach fix, which is NOSEC on down. The LNAV mins, which is what we're going to do because we don't necessarily have LPV. Actually, I think we do have LPV. I think the sim will have LPV. So we can go down all the way to 301, which right now we are overcast 900. So even if we had to do the LNAV, we could do the LNAV still at 500 in a mile and a half. But we can do the 301 down here, on down. 5,100 feet of runway. It's a right turnoff. I don't remember where the FBO is at this airport. I probably should have been here in real life before. I think it's all the way at the south. It looks like it's at the south here. It's right here. It's the FBOs we want. So we'll land and we'll exit either Alpha 3 or Alpha 4 and just go straight into the ramp. That's pretty straightforward. So let's go ahead and put this procedure in there. The RNAV, LPV. We'll put ILOP as the initial. We don't want to fly the course reversal. We'll load that. And so now that's going to come up on our map here. All that's loaded in, good to go. So we're set up for that. Pretty easy brief on that one. So we're good. Get ready for the GPS to 14 into Destin.
November 124, Mike Charlie, descend and maintain 11,000, the Destin altimeter 29906.
11,000, Vision Jet 124, Mike Charlie. I don't know why it took me so long to read that back, chat. I really don't. But we'll go at 1,000 feet per minute, down to 11,000. Actually, we'll go a little bit faster than that. We'll go 1,500 feet a minute. Down to 11,000. We'll pull the power back just a little bit so we don't go crazy fast. I don't want to pull it back that much. We'll keep the speed up. Time to do stuff. Okay, we briefed the approach. It's set. It's in the box. Or in our case, it's in the G1000. Not in the box because we're not using an FMS. Down to 11. We're going to get vectors for that GPS. I'm assuming we're going to get handed off to approach here.
Number 124, Mike Charlie, contact Aglet approach 132.1, good night.
I must have just be 1321 for my Charlie. Good night. I freaking called that one, chat. 321. Aglet approach, good evening. Vision Jet 124, Mike Charlie is 14.5, descending 11,000.
Vision Jet 124, Mike Charlie, Eglin approach, good evening. The Destin altimeter 296. Expect the RNAV runway 14 approach.
RNAV 14, Vision Jet 124, Mike Charlie. Which we've briefed and we have in the box, chat, so this is easy peasy. And like I said, it looks like the weather, we're not going to have to worry about the weather. It looks like everything's staying to the west like we predicted. The weather is all around Pensacola right now. But right now it hasn't gotten to Destin yet, so we're going to be sweet in terms of that. Takes a little bit of the spice, but we still have to do this RNAV approach with some fairly low visibility going in there.
Vision Jet 4, Mike Charlie, for now you can proceed direct to Crestview VOR on the RNAV runway 14 approach. Once you get clear of the restricted areas, I'll give you a shortcut inbound.
Alright, direct Crestview, Vision Jet 124, Mike Charlie. Alright, so we had to change the approach a little bit, chat, because now we're going to go direct to Crestview, which is CEW. We'll enter that. So that changes things up a little bit. Kind of brings us a little bit more onto the approach. So let's go ahead and look back at the chart. We can see it's not to scale, but the initial approach fix Crestview out here is going to kind of get us towards Isle and he said he would probably cut us in when we get closer. But more easy enough to do. So we've got that reset, and the plane's going to fly to it as nimbly as it wants to, I guess. So Destin, again, is an airport that I have flown into in real life before. This was back when I did charter, obviously. I flew the beach jet into Destin. And the weather was kind of crappy that night, well, not the day, so let me correct myself. We flew in the morning to Destin, and we weren't departing until that evening. When we flew in the morning, afternoon time, it was really nice. Beautiful day. We went to a really nice restaurant called the Back Porch in Destin, right on the beach there along the water. Excellent restaurant, right on the beach. Is very nice. Got to hang out for most of the day. Because then we flew our passengers back that night. At night, the visibility was like an eighth of a mile, a quarter mile, eighth of a mile, and it was like right on the borderline of us being able to even get out of there. We almost got stuck there because it was almost too low for us to depart out of the airport. That's how low it got in terms of the fog coming off of the water. I guess it was like a little bit of I guess that would be a sea breeze that came in at night, kind of put the fog over there. So it was pretty wild. 6,000 for my Charlie. So it was good that we were able to get out, and for our passengers' sake that night. I wouldn't have minded overnight there, I'll be honest, chat. Destin was pretty awesome. I got a buddy that lives down there now and actually works. He's based in Eglin at the Air Force Base there, and he's got a house down there now, and I really should get down there and visit him at some point because it's a really nice little area. Yeah, if I was in Microsoft Flight Sim 2020, that would have been a pain in the ass. But thankfully, I'm in XP11, and it was just a couple of clicks, and the G1000 actually works like it should. Thank God. Imagine that. Something that works like it should, chat. Calling you out, Microsoft. Yeah, no, there was a lot of good things about that charter job, without a doubt, but the schedule was not worth it. You know, for all the good stuff, the schedule was just brutal, you know. As nice as the overnights are, it's hard to be on the road for 15 days straight. On the road so long that you have to do laundry at a hotel, it's not for me. You know, I'll take less nice destinations to have a little bit more quality of life, you know, and not be on the road so much. So, you know, for the 2 years I did that charter job, it was great. I enjoyed the overnights. I had great captains. They were mostly young guys. Even the older guys were super nice.
Turn left heading 240.
240 for Mike Charlie. So, you know, I enjoyed that job for what it was, and it was well worth the jet time and everything. I didn't want to instruct anymore. So, you know, the schedule was just too much for the amount that we were getting paid. So, you know, pros and cons to everything, and in that case, you know, it was what it needed to be for 2 years. I saw some beautiful places. I've got really nice stories. I got really nice pictures. Places like Destin, Telluride, Key West, things like that. I'm pretty happy now, though, having the schedule that I have at the airlines, even with the potential commute that I have coming up going to Dallas, which, by the way, Chad, I got Dallas in the displacement, or in the vacancy, so I'm going to be commuting to Dallas. I will have a set schedule on a line, thankfully, though, once everything gets kind of leveled out of training. So I'll be commuting to Dallas instead of Chicago now on the 175 for my company. Got that news the other day. So that's going to suck, but it's still going to be a better schedule than what I was doing with the charter stuff, so... You know, take the good with the bad, right? A little bit of rain coming into the sim now. Oh, definitely, Kenny. And like I said, I had, like, extraordinary captains. Like, all the captains that I flew with at that company were just awesome dudes. We would go out to dinner every night when we were on the trips and everything. You know, it wasn't like going to the hotel room, slam click, like you get a lot with the airlines. It was, we were always out. We were doing stuff. We were having a good time. Really getting the feel of the overnights for where we were. So, you know, there was a lot of good to that job, without a doubt. You know, I'm not going to say that that job was terrible, because it wasn't, you know. But the schedule was terrible, and it drains you. You know, it eats away at you. So it was good for 2 years, and I enjoyed living in Pittsburgh for 2 years, too, of course. I've said that a lot on the stream. I miss Pittsburgh. But I think I'm in a much better position with the airlines. Let's put it that way. We're below 10,000 feet, chat. We should probably focus up a little bit. We're on a heading now, so we're not worried about the the crest view anymore. I think he's going to vector us closer to the final approach course. You can see that the aircraft is getting a little bit of chop here as we're coming through some of this weather right now. There's nothing on the next rad, so it's nothing crazy. Just a little bit of chop right now in the sim as we're coming through. We got these patches of rain that we're flying through as well. Getting ready on the approach here. I'm going to try and remain about 240, 250 knots in the meantime. We're going to zoom in on this map here a little bit as we're getting closer to our final approach fix.
Intentional aircraft, convect the segment valid for local area until 0155 Zulu. Further information can be found on all flight service frequencies.
That weather's starting to push on Destin, chat, on the real world radar. The active sky radar, not as much yet. Right now, the thunderstorms are sitting on Pensacola in real world. So we're gonna beat out these storms. Even if we were flying in real life, chat. Here's the real world weather.
Vision Jet 4, Mike Charlie, enable proceed direct ILOP. Cross ILOP, better above 2,000, clear RNAV runway 14 approach.
Alright, direct ILOP out or above 2,000, cleared RNAV to 14, Vision Jet 124, Mike Charlie. I believe he said 2,000, chat, and he's not correcting me, so we'll set 2,000. We're going to go vertical speed. We're going to start down to that. You can see the real weather. I did a lot of stuff off the screen. I apologize. We're gonna beat out this storm. Even if we were in real world, chat, we would probably beat out this weather. For where we're at right now, we'd be able to beat it out, I bet, in real world. So the sim, you know, maybe not doing us justice a whole heck of a lot, but, you know, we would still, I think, in real world be able to beat that out. So we're 2,000. We're direct to ILOP now for the approach. At or above 2,000 ILOP. I don't need to be descending as hard as I am, I don't think. Let me go ahead and put the nose up to 1,000 feet per minute. So ILOP at 2, then what was it? I think it was 9 Nosec at 1600 and then on down. But we should be able, I think, to get the LPV. It looks like the sim is going to kind of give us... The sim is struggling a little bit to kind of get this direct dial up right now, which is pissing... why am I still in heading? That would explain a lot. Go back to nav, airplane. Nice try. Seriously, what the heck? That would explain a lot. I don't remember hitting the heading button yet, Chad. I thought I was in nav. So I guess that's a whoops on my part. But, shit. Anyways, we're getting there now. We're fine. We're fine. You can tell the weather is truly ass right now. Overcast 900 is what we're looking at in Destin, so this will be an interesting approach regardless. It's not going to be as low as last time I flew when I did that diamond approach in X-Plane, which is right to minimums. We'll be above the minimums for sure, but it's bumpy. You know, we're getting rocked up here, as you can see in the sim. The airplane's not exactly having a great time. Not exactly comfortable weather going into the panhandle of Florida right now with those storms pushing. Do I have X-Plane realistic for X? I do not, Jay Smitty, for the record. Sorry, that took me a little while to read that. Oh, I might have pulled a muscle in my neck, actually. It's not my shoulder. Bummer. 1,000 feet. Coming up on ILOP, and then we're going to go straight in. We're cleared for the RNAV 14. The weather is but that's okay. We're going to be able to get in just fine, I think. Active Sky's not giving me really good weather. I'm going to try and reload it. There we go. That's the weather we got. Now it's showing me real weather. Perfect. Thank you, Active Sky. We should be sweet now. You can see the weather is holding. Right over there is the bad stuff in the sim. And again, real world, I think the weather is probably closer to like right here, but I still think we would have beat it out in the real world. So you'd be surprised how much, whether it's charter airlines, that we race and we try to beat weather out. And then obviously we won't get to a point where it's unsafe. I did have that one weird wind shear escape that I had to do in real life, which was not fun. I would not do that again. So I learned a lot on that flight, where we were trying to beat out a thunderstorm going into Charlottesville, and we ended up getting a wind shear alert, and that was, like I said, that was awful. So I've learned my lesson on that one. But you'd be surprised how many times we can cut it really tight when it comes to weather coming up on a field, and we can squeeze in there if we need to. You know, we do what we can to get you guys to your destination on time. And we do it safely, you know, as safely as we can. Let's go ahead and hit the approach button here. Get the GPV, that'll give us the LPV right here. You can see is in the back when that slope comes in. So it will be the LPV approach. Make it nice and easy for us. Again, we should break out about 900 feet. The destination elevation sea level, of course, because it's Florida. No surprise there. Should be entertaining. If you guys want to get a landing rate guess in, now is going to be your time to do it, because we're getting pretty close here to our final approach fix. I should really be slowing down here, which I'm going to do right now. So if you guys want to... I'm more worried about being safe than on time. Exactly. No, it's the same thing, Rob. We're obviously going to do everything safely, but we can combine both. If we know we can beat the weather, we'll beat it out, and we can do it safely. We're never going to test it or push it. Like I said, there was the one time maybe where we did push a little bit more than we should, and we got caught. We ended up getting a wind shear alert. I learned a lesson on that flight.
14, clear to land.
14, clear to land, Vision Jet 124, Mike Charlie. So, you know, always learning as well. You know, I learned a lot on that flight. So, but landing rate guesses, if you want to put a landing rate guess in, now's the time, chat, because we're pretty much on our final approach fix here. I really got to slow down. I'm going way too fast. What are my speeds? 190 for the first notch flaps. Hauling some butt coming in here. I go flaps, gear. The airplane's struggling to maintain this course right now, which is kind of frustrating. Get the last notch of flaps in, slow all the way down to about 100 knots. God, this airplane can just slow down on a dime. I don't know if that's realistic or not, but we went from like 230 knots to 100 knots like that. It's kind of, I don't know how realistic that is. Rob Valkyrie, by the way, thanks for coming in today, buddy. Landing rate guesses last call, because we're on the approach. Should break out here at about 100 feet. There it is. So we broke out right on schedule, chat. Active sky is still the
Cirrus 108.
The best.
Quebec Papa, Eglin approach.
Active sky, I would say, is obviously still even much better than Rex Weather Force. Without a doubt, in my mind. Active sky is just incredible. Because look how accurate that was. Breaking out right at the 900 feet above field level in the sim. It's perfect. You can't do it any better if you tried. So we take the autopilot off. We can fly it by hand now because we got the runway in sight. Let's see if we can get a good landing out of this thing. Can bring the speed back to about 90 knots. Definitely not as tight as when we broke out at Mins and the Diamond, like I said the last time we were flying, but here's Destin right out in front of us here.
I looked at the meter and I checked out my window and it
Garbage weather.
Runway 35.
21.6 is the ground here. There is a ground controller online. Probably should have set this sooner in my standby and not right now when I'm on the approach, but 21.6 was able to multitask it.
Roger, I can expect to maintain this current course until you get around the restricted area.
Not exactly my smartest move here.
Looks like we'll maintain this course until around the...
Slow down even more as we're coming up here. Should be about 80 knots. Right on the glide, according to the Poppy, or the Vazzy, excuse me.
And I joked about my window because I live in the area. This event is right at home, so thanks to the seating guys.
Pull the power right out. This thing likes to float. Oh. Okay. Whoever guessed slow, you're welcome, Rob Valkyrie. I don't even know how I pulled that off, chat. I'm not even gonna lie. I thought I flared way too late, but apparently not. Apparently it was perfect. Because, wow.
Vision Jet 4, Mike Charlie, welcome to Destin. Exit right when able. Hold short alpha and contact ground. 21.6, we'll see.
21.6 for my Charlie suit. And clear the runway here at least. Destin ground, good evening. Vision Jet 124, Mike Charlie, like to taxi the South FBO.
Mike Charlie. I'm a little unfamiliar with Destin, but you can text to the ramp via Alpha.
Ramp via Alpha for 4 Mike Charlie. Okay, the ground controller at Destin is a little unfamiliar with Destin. Interesting. That's definitely not a realistic ATC call, chat. Not even close. Not even close. It's funny. That was pretty funny, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, his audio isn't exactly the greatest either. I think he's probably fairly new. S1, I bet. Yeah, he's an S1. He's probably pretty new. Is what it is. We're here. I was hoping for... I'm not gonna lie, chat. I was really hoping that it was gonna be thunderstorms on the field.
Mike, are you doing a turnaround today or no?
Negative, sir. We'll be parking up at the FBO, shutting down. You have yourself a great evening.
You too, have a happy Valentine's Day.
I'm single. I'm not gonna reply to that chat. Bitter. I'm bitter because I'm single. I think this is where the FBO was in real life. Pretty confident this is where it was. Anyways. Get some princess parking right here. Kill the throttle. Why not? Park brake on. I think we can open the doors on this thing too. Yeah, we can open the doors. Sweet. Excuse me, plane. Hello? Hello. Yeah, see, the door's open. Welcome to Destin, chat. Let's walk on out of the airplane real quick. It's not raining here yet, but it's gonna be in very brief time. 39 and single, it's awesome. Alright. We're getting a little too morbid in the chat. Chat, let's calm down. You guys are scaring me. I don't like this. I don't like that. I don't like those conversations, Rob. Dude. Alright. Let's not end it that way in the chat, guys. We're here. We landed in Destin. The weather's not crap yet, but it's going to be... I do feel bad for Jacksonville ARTCC because they've got a really nice event, GA-style event. They're featuring Pensacola, which does have traffic. Pensacola is going to be pretty busy, it looks like, with arrivals. But you also have Eglin Air Force Base and Destin. They don't have a whole lot of traffic. It's supposed to be a GA event. The weather did not turn out nice because it is definitely not VFR weather in real world. I know that struggle because I have tried to do so many... I mean, a lot of the flying club guys know. Sometimes we have to force the sim weather to VFR. Sometimes it just works out where the weather just doesn't work in our favor when we plan these events, and it is what it is. I feel bad for Jacksonville tonight. I know the struggle. But thank you for the ATC at Jacksonville. Atlanta had approach and center, helped me out, and then Jack center, Eglin approach, Destin ground. Thank you for the ATC tonight. Great event as always from you guys. Always appreciate the ATC on VATSIM when we do stuff like this. Like I said, that's gonna do it for me. Quick hit. It was actually a longer stream than I thought. I thought it would be around an hour. We did about an hour and 20, so that's pretty good. Kool-Aid Jammer, you're just a touch on the late side. I apologize, my man. Just got on the ground. Quick flight. We are going to raid someone, so let me see who's streaming real quick. Hopefully more people are doing this event tonight. Sim Caesar is doing the event tonight, chat. We're going to raid Sim Caesar. That's an easy one. But, alright. I was hoping for... Like I said, I was hoping for worse weather. I'm not going to lie to you guys. It would have been more fun if we had that worse weather to kind of fly in and do all that. But thank you for coming in today. I really do appreciate it. Short stream, but it was a fun one. In the Vision Jet. I've been enjoying getting kind of back into X-Plane doing this IFR stuff, so I'll do some more of it as well. But, alright. Go enjoy Sim Caesar. I don't know what he's flying. I'm looking at a stream right now. But he is going to be doing the event. Slant Whiskey, according to him. You guys have fun with him. Have a great night. Stay safe.
Got it. Okay. All right, that's all good. Everything's good. Everything's set. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Really appreciate everybody being here today. We're ready for pushback. Let's go ahead and do it.